Hello and welcome to the brand new podcast, Will It Send Me to Hell? The show where two guys watch a movie or a TV or whatever and talk about if it will send you to hell.
Yeah, it's a pretty basic premise. Also, I'd like to point out it's TVs, movie, video games,
Media.
books, any sort of media.
Piece of media.
Specifically, and it's a general sort of review, but it's specifically from a Catholic, moral, and intellectual perspective.
Mate, we're mostly intellectuals.
Well, I think it's like you look at the transcendentals, right?
Okay.
And most reviews talk about is the beauty. Is it a beautiful work? To some extent, like is it a good movie, like basically. And then some that get better talk about like is it a true piece of work? We're trying to get to the true, and also is it a good?
Is it good? Is it going to be good for your soul? By the way, I think now's as good a time as ever to say that we're homeless, and how you doing? And we're living in a tent right now, and you can hear the birds and everything. And so
that was a car driving.
There's
by.
Nice.
The first few episodes,
nice
or at least the first episode, we will be homeless here. It's a long story, but
so we'll probably get a Patreon link in there, and so, give us a hand,
if
maybe.
you'd like to fund living.
Most people.
Your local charity.
Most
your local
people,
podcaster charity.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people become homeless because they started a podcast.
We started a podcast because we had spare time.
Because we're homeless.
Because we're homeless. Yeah.
So anyway, today I'm Dalton, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm Michael. That should be.
Yeah, you probably know Michael from.
I have done other things online.
Prolific
under the name
streamer
of Yeoman or Yeoman Vidya.
Yeah.
So you may know me by those names. If you don't worry about it. It's not important.
You just know me as his editor. I do some other stuff, but whatever.
Yeah, hopefully this will get big enough that enough people have no idea who either of us are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'll be coming. So you're coming back to this in 2025. Like, I wonder how these guys started.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder how these millionaires started.
What the fuck is he talking about, Yeoman? What is
Yeoman? What? Yeah, what? Anyway.
But yeah, it's worth. I think with the premise, it's worth just going a little more into this. Where the reason we're doing this is because there's sort of a lack of any. I was going to go into this before I got embarrassed by the car driving by, the guy with his windows down,
the dog
looking at us in the woods with a laptop and a microphone on a fold-out table in front of the beach. Like it. Yeah, we're clearly homeless. Like if somebody looks in my car, they're going to ask me, Michael, are you homeless?
Yeah, and you'll have to say yes because we're Catholic.
And lying is a sin.
Yeah.
So always, I'll fucking fight you on that.
Okay. All right.
Always.
All right.
Always. But. The reason we're doing this is kind of that there's a big lack of not just specifically Catholic, but even just good reviews of stuff that go further than just like, is it shot well? Does the plot, like, is it well plotted, stuff like that.
Well, and the same thing too, the parental reviews. It's like, I'm an adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like,
this movie has violence. Now I can't watch it. It's like, well, not really, because there's violence and all kinds of stuff that's still
like,
good.
Yeah, my sort of focus is I want to touch on. I think there are some review sort of like YouTube channels or podcasts or whatever that go into the truth aspect, and those are the really good ones. That like this has something to say about life. Mm-hmm. They talk about what's true about it. I want to focus mostly on that, and then even further on the good. What is good? What is the moral implications of this? And that's and
if you can live your life based on what that says.
Yeah.
Can you take morals from this?
It's not just like we're gonna go over the whole spectrum of will this send you to hell. So it's not just like does it have nudity in it, right? Or like is it like because that's something we should mention, and it depends on the person. Like nudity for art's sake is different than pornography. But it's not different.
Fine line.
But it's not different from pornography for somebody who is addicted to pornography.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you have to use your own judgment on it. But
if you're listening to podcasts, you are.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. But there's like we'll go over that stuff, but that's almost the more basic stuff. Then there's also like the philosophy of the movie or of the video game. Like will thinking the way the movie wants you to think cause you to go to hell.
The big thing that we do that people other people don't do.
Well, and because people don't think about the fact that, like, what you consume really does determine who you are. And, like, people realize that, like, oh, you watch a movie, like, oh, I watched that movie and it changed my life.
Yeah.
But they don't think about the fact that probably every movie you've ever watched has changed your life. Like, in some small way, it's changed the way that you think. And if you just keep watching movies over and over again that have, even if they have no nudity, but, like, say the characters in every movie you watch are, like, sexually active and, like, having, like, adulterous.
It normalizes it for you.
It normalizes it. And
even
people,
subconsciously, even if you don't...
Some people think about that with their kids, and that's a start. But people don't realize that you got to think about that with yourself as well. So I think that's, like, a major... and I find it interesting. You know what I mean? Like, that's the other reason that I wanted it, is, like, I find that kind of stuff interesting. Like, what does this movie really have to say? Sometimes against the own author's wishes. You know what I mean?
Death of the author.
Often.
Fuck them.
Death of the author is very true. It's interesting to look at what the author thought. It can, but, like, the work stands on its own sometimes.
Yeah. So we're looking at the truth, the beauty, and the good.
Probably, I just want to criticize you 24/7 during this podcast.
Thank you. That's what you do.
24/7
IRL.
I would reorganize them. I would say, looking at the good, the true, and the beauty in that order of importance.
Okay, Okay.
Needless
criticism.
I think also, before we start, since this is the first episode, there's some like introduction, you know what I mean, going on.
Okay.
We should like maybe a little bit. We're anonymous, but like a little bit about ourselves. Just it helps inform biases. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's talk about our biases.
Start,
You're a gay man yourself.
I am not. We're both Catholic. We're both very anti-gay. So to speak.
I mean, I don't want to hurt him.
No. But we believe all of the church teachings.
Yeah, I believe the church teachings. Yeah. In terms of homosexuality, but we pray for them. We don't burn them at the stake.
Pause for the car. Yeah, I would say that's one initial bias, is that we believe in everything the church teaches. So if you're like, I imagine the average person listening to this would be Catholic. But if you're not,
or Protestant, or just kind of intellectual.
I find
minded.
this stuff interesting.
Exactly,
so I can see why someone who's not Catholic would listen to this. And specifically for those people, I'd like to point out that we are Catholic, so that is where we're coming from.
Yeah.
And if you're Catholic, then you might hear that and say, like, oh, good, that's what I'm looking for.
If you're not Catholic, you might say, oh, a new perspective, interesting.
Yeah.
And
it's just I wanted to point out that bias, and then
stick
also
around.
Like,
we're cool guys.
Like,
we're drinking right now, by the way. We're Catholics after all.
I actually don't really like drinking, but we're currently homeless, and I get free beer from work, and that's just extra calories. But as soon as I have a home, I think I'm probably gonna quit drinking forever. Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of...
Okay, you can do that, buddy.
Yeah, well, what... But I was going to say, if you wanted to start, just like a couple of little things about, like for your father, you know what I mean? That sort of colors your perspective on things.
Yeah. I have a kid. I'm married. I have a kid. I'm in my 20s. And I'm.
we're both Zoomers.
We're both Zoomers. We should have talked about that before.
It's important to point out. That's another thing that we find lacking when we look at like other podcasts or stuff like that.
Catholic podcasts, you get the. They're all. I like them. I listen to them. They're all kind of weenies.
Yeah, and that's the right word. They're not very manly. Often, I'd say they're kind of nerdier kind of guys.
Yeah.
They tend to kind of pussyfoot around some things.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not very hard on stuff.
We're hard.
Stop. But and also they just don't. They're mostly at youngest millennials. And it's like
and they're kind of soy millennials a lot of the time. Even if they're more traditional, it's like, dude.
No,
you know what I mean?
They like, nothing against. We're not naming names or anything. And most of these guys, like, they are good and they hold to the church teaching.
I fucking listen to them, dude.
But it's just like, and also the fact that they're like I said, they're mostly like millennials or older. But a lot of millennials. I don't know any Zoomers.
Look. All right, millennials. You can talk about whatever stuff. You can kumbaya. We're Zoomers. I either agree with you or I kill you. Okay, and that's where we're at right now.
And I can't relate to it because it's like my dad is like a millennial. You know what I mean? That age, like, or barely not. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm a Zoomer. I don't remember 9/11.
I don't remember 9/11.
I don't remember 9/11 at all.
I forgot.
That's the cutoff. You know?
I was, yeah.
So this isn't, again, that doesn't mean that like podcast is made for people who don't remember 9/11, but probably if you don't remember 9/11, you'll jive a little more with what we're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind. Any other biases you think? I don't know. Anything worth mentioning about yourself?
I don't know, man. I don't want to dox myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's fair. Yeah. Okay, well, I would just mention that I am not married, although I hope to be.
Michael's not married. Yeah.
I'm not married. I was thinking about becoming a priest, and then discerned that I'm not going to be a priest. So,
wah.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah,
so.
God didn't choose you.
Yep. So I am, and I'm a vol cell.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's mainly it. Yeah. What else?
Yeah.
I don't know. Other.
Yeah, we'll cut the biases part.
Yeah, it's fine. I just thought it was an interesting thing to mention.
Yeah.
You know? So. Is there anything else to mention before we just get into what we watched, which is Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Okay. Traditional Catholic. We're homeless. Follow us on Twitter at YeomanVidya, at Jenna Breeze.
And we'll probably make a Twitter account for the show.
And we'll make a Twitter account for the show.
Check the show notes.
Yeah, check the show notes. Like, follow, subscribe. Patreon. We are legitimately homeless right now, so, you know.
Also, we'll probably set up a donation thing just for, I like I don't know if the section should be cut, but we'll just do it for now. But the value for value system.
The value for value. We're going to do the same system that popularized by, I guess labeled by the No Agenda Show, but pioneered by the church herself. Show's free. I give you value. Whatever the show's worth to you, you send us.
Yeah, I mean, if you
way.
think the show should be is water, is air, and should be worth nothing,
yeah,
then just give me nothing. If you think like, that was worth the cost of a movie that I
Yeah.
didn't have to see because you told me it was bad,
yeah, there you go.
then give me the cost of a movie. If you think this is worth my livelihood, then give me your livelihood. Just
I will take it.
anywhere in between. Just
yeah.
whatever you think. Be honest with yourself. If you're Catholic, you have be morally honest with yourself. I'm fucking with you, but only a little bit.
Only a little bit.
But no, but really, it's yeah. If you whatever you think it's worth, that's what it's worth. You know,
That's
that
what
is
it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, 2010. Who even directed this?
It was directed by the guy who directed Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. I don't remember his
Really?
name.
That
Yes.
guy? Edgar Wright?
Edgar Wright, exactly.
I didn't even know. See, I didn't.
I did a little bit of research
Okay.
because
I'm the cast guy, but this time it's you.
usually I never know that shit. I don't know any of the actors except of course Michael Cera.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's okay. So it's worth mentioning. Yeah, we watched Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. We watched it because it's kind of had a big impact, like a cultural, or it's at least seen as have had. It's
Have another drink
seen-
there, pal.
Yeah, I know, really. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is seen as something that has had a big impact on the
I
world.
think it absolutely 100%, 1,000,000% has.
You know, see, and this is the interesting thing. You say that, and I think it's true. It was a box office bomb.
Was it really?
It-
But everyone was talking about it in
Yeah,
2010.
yeah. It's got, now it says, if you look at
11 years ago, by the way. Can you believe that?
it's crazy. But its budget was $80 million. It made 59.
Jeez.
It did not do well.
Wow.
But like everyone I've ever talked to has seen it.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's become a bit of like an icon or even a joke online, mostly recently because of the song by Negative XP, the song Scott Pilgrim vs. the World Ruined a Generation of Women. And I think that is the general Zoomer take on Scott Pilgrim vs. the World now, at least among people that I would tend to agree with, is that it is a morally bad movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of going into it the reason why like this will be an interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah, I think I think it's, you know, the worst part is I like it. The worst part is I like the movie.
It's worth saying, that's watching it. Not at the very beginning, but very quickly, it's like, this is a well-made movie. This is a good...
Yeah.
Special effects are good.
Yeah.
Cinematography is good.
Yep.
Cinematography, by the way, I wrote it down, Bill Pope The guy, he did the cinematography for Army of Darkness,
Really?
the Matrix movies,
What?
Spider-Man 2 and 3,
Wow.
the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, and Baby Driver.
Oh, I haven't seen Baby Driver. Is it
Yeah,
good?
but like
Wow.
all movies that
Those are they look good.
I mean, a lot of these movies I wouldn't think of like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, Spider-Man 2, great cinematography. But
I think so. I
they
watched
do.
it recently.
They do have good. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like the movie, well shot. Some of the jokes fall flat, but a lot of them are clever.
You know, the thing. I'm glad you mentioned the cinematography. They really. This is something that I kind of appreciate most. I appreciate a lot about the movie. Something that I probably appreciate most about it is they take full advantage of the medium of movies.
There are a lot of visual jokes, like when he's in like a dream sequence in the desert, and the borders of the screen change.
Yep.
The,
They do that.
The black bars. You know,
they have the animation effects all for jokes, you know, or to make a point or something. It's all over the place, and most movies just don't do that. It's like you can do whatever you want on the screen. Like you don't, you're not have to limit it to just taking pictures of stuff. So not every film has to do that, but I appreciate. It reminds me of Mandy. I don't think you've seen Mandy, but Mandy is like it. It's like, why don't more movies do more shit with the fact that it's a movie?
Quick interlude to something we should have mentioned before, which is just simply another warning. Just before we get too into
Warning.
it. Warning. Big bolded yellow letters warning.
Warning.
If you want this to be, if you're coming into this, like, I want a 2-minute podcast where, like, I just want them to say, like, is this movie morally acceptable? Yes or no. This is probably not going to be for you. Because
So someone will mention in the comments, they'll say, like...
they can just sum it up if they fucking want.
TLDR,
or you can skip to the end or
Yeah.
whatever. But the point is to get more in-depth. And what I'm saying is, if you don't like a 10-minute tangent on, like, some stupid, hardly related bullshit... then warning. You know.
I mean, well, yeah.
That's what I just wanted to say.
And we're also going into all aspects of the movie.
This being an example of that already.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. Yeah. How'd your day go today? By the way, you had a good day today.
Okay. Well, I mean, we don't need to go that far as to. It should be tangentially.
There's good weather
related.
today, man.
Yeah, well, it's nice. You know, here in Hyperborea.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's a good looking movie, and that's relevant because we're not just talking about the good. We're not just talking about the true. It's the beautiful, and
and that's not, like, I want to be fair to these movies and media that we talk about, and like the good parts and the bad parts, be just truthful about it. And even if the movie, like, I just fucking despised every other part of it, which is not true, but I will say that, like, it's a good looking movie. It's well shot.
Yeah.
A good amount of the writing is good.
Everyone in it was great. The cast did a great job. Everyone. I
will say, so movie opens up. You see the initial
starts.
You see the initial cast of characters. Right?
No. You got to start before that.
No. But I'm making a point.
Okay.
When you see the initial cast of characters, my immediate thought was they have the worst physiognomy. Later you get some characters, like, it's not as bad, but most of the main cast. And, like, I mean, it's starred by fucking Michael Cera.
Yeah.
Like, the cast is very, like, weak-chinned, weak body, like, small shoulder, like, thin face.
Yeah.
It's a loud fucking bird. But very, very... I'm somewhat of a believer in physiognomy. The idea that what you look like really
if
says
you look
something.
good, you will be good.
That's not the best way to put it. The fact that what you look like, it says something about somebody. Not that is like a moral thing that, like, necessary. Oh, he's a thin-faced motherfucker, so he must be a bad person. Yeah. No, he has free will, but I think what you do may in some way affect what you look like.
Also, genetics plays a role as well.
Roald Dahl said that.
Roald Dahl.
You know that? Yeah.
Wow.
He wrote it. He said that. He said, even if you have, like, crooked teeth, or you're fat, or you're ugly, you have bad hair, if you think happy thoughts, you'll look good. Whereas you could be beautiful, but if you're really negative and, like, just like an evil thinking person, you will look bad.
You know, that sounds stupid.
It does sound stupid. But half of what I say ever will sound stupid.
But I can't think of any ugly person, like, fucking garbage person who's, like, doing all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To be clear, we're talking about regular people.
Yeah.
I think because someone would immediately point out like, you're watching movies and you think that people that look good are good people. Like, no. No.
Yeah.
That's now. And
also we're not talking about like you have like a condition. That's like is whatever.
Yeah. You got fetal alcohol syndrome. That doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Yeah. Necessarily.
And even and it's not even the difference between looking good and looking bad. You know, it's certain types of looks. You can have like a thin face and look like sneaky.
Yeah.
And be good or be.
It basically comes down to fucking take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's an
Michael
aspect of
Cera,
it.
go to the gym, man.
Yeah, there's that.
Hold
aspect.
yourself better. I mean, it's the character. I get it, but it's a physiognomy.
That's part of. Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
All right, you done talking about your physiognomy?
Yeah.
Okay, so the movie opens up. Mm-hmm. Before it even does that, we got the Universal comes up. Is 16-bit, man.
Yeah, which I gotta say, so the movie is nonstop video game and like
video
pop
games,
culture.
Yeah. Old video games then.
But the thing is, it's all the most, if you'll excuse my French, the most normal fag shit.
Yeah.
Like it's all like, it's weird, and this has always struck me as strange because it's like if you like video games, then you know about more obscure video games than like Mario.
Yeah.
You know, or like Street Fighter.
Legend
or
of
something.
Zelda.
Legend of Zelda. Yeah, Legend of Zelda is a good example of like, yeah, Legend of Zelda is good. Like I'm not saying it's not, but like there should be one Deus Ex reference or something. Deus Ex is not even that obscure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like something that let me know that like these people actually like video games. But I think that's a millennial thing. And I think Brian Lee O'Malley, who is the guy who made the comic and had a lot of creative control over the movie, I think he might have just been one of those millennials who like had a Nintendo growing up and somehow is both has that as a key part of his identity and is also not that into video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that kind of what it seems like. Yeah.
Like it seems like there's a lot of millennials like that.
Well, also like I think there's an element of that, but this is like the first mainstream video game reference shit other than like the Doom movie. This is just a general video game.
What are you talking? What was that movie with the fucking power glove? I don't know because I'm not. I don't
Wizard?
remember 9/11. Yeah, what about the Wizard, dude?
That was
many
different.
years
that
before.
wasn't like a celebration of video games. That was just like a cash grab, wasn't it?
Dalton, just
I mean, this is like
we look like
hey, you like video games, right? That's kind of what I got from that.
It's not the first.
All right.
It might be the first that you saw because we're children.
Do you want to hear something interesting?
Okay.
I hadn't seen this movie until like 6 months ago.
Ever? Oh.
I had never seen it.
Wow.
You read the comic, didn't you?
I read most of the comic and I saw the movie near when it came out. I saw it again a year or two ago, and then we watched it together.
Yeah. So I'm coming in new to this.
Yeah, I've got more background to it, and I'm a little. I didn't know that. I guess I'm more biased then because I watched it. I would say before I was Catholic, before I was like awake. You know what I mean? Like before my thoughts were actually like self-aware, and I liked the movie. So going back and watching it, it's kind of like I got good memories of this movie.
Dude, I am so fucking glad I did not see this when I was like, 13, 14, 15, whatever that was.
Yeah.
That would have ruined my life, man.
I was going to say, when I mentioned on stream this podcast, and then we were talking about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and like, will it send you to hell, right? Will it send me to hell? Will this send me to hell? The title needs to get down more.
We should learn what it is.
We should learn what our own show is called. But it changes every time.
Yeah.
Slight changes. But I said, like, spoiler alert, we already know that Scott Pilgrim vs. the World sent us all to hell.
It ruined the world, basically.
I don't know.
It ruined
It
ruin a generation.
I don't... It's... Yeah.
It really did. It ruined the generation for at least 5 years.
I don't know if it ruined it or it's a good, like it just happened to encapsulate that time period, like right on the edge, like right when it's basically just being formed, you know? We should talk more about specifically, because now we're talking about like it being bad.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, let's go more into let's see my notes here. So we have the butch smartass girl Kim, right, the drummer. Now I knew that girl in high school. I 100% can attest to that. Sensitive outcast main character, and just sort of group of them.
You've got
that was me. I was in the band. I knew every single character in this. I knew. And if I had watched the movie, I would have gone, would you guys fucking base your personality off of this?
It's weird. Yeah. I didn't have it as heavy as that, but there are some of the, like, I was more with the weirder, I hung out with the weirder people generally.
Yeah.
So, like Ramona Flowers, the heroine, seems exactly like somebody I knew. Or like the weird lesbian ex.
Oh, I knew her.
Is like cut and paste.
I can tell you exactly who that was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I knew all these people in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except the vegan. Which makes me think they were ahead of the curve on vegans too. I
guess they were.
I feel like they're a little ahead of the curve on some of this stuff. But just, I don't know, surprising based on a lot of other stuff that they seem not to be. But yeah, the characters are, it's weird. They're very identifiable with real life people that I knew.
Yeah, sure. And it's hard to define exactly what it is. Yeah, they're not likable. They're weak. They're narcissistic is the biggest thing. All the dialogue in this movie is just narcissistic. Is say the thing that makes you sound the smartest and the sassiest, and just put down each other. And that's something that I hate. Frankly, I think if I watched it at the time, I would have gone like, ha, everyone's so cool and funny. And now it's like, why is everyone such an asshole to each other? Why are they all trying to say the thing that makes them sound the smartest? It's just...
It is interesting, though, that most of that is directed towards Scott Pilgrim being the main character.
Who deserves it, by the way.
And Scott Pilgrim, that's the thing. I didn't know this reading the comic when I was a kid. I didn't know this watching the movie when I was a kid. Scott Pilgrim, at least in the comic, is supposed to be a bad character.
A bad guy.
He's supposed to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, like, you're not supposed to but this is like...
Does not really come through in the movie.
I would like to point out that I think people don't appreciate how fucking stupid people are, including myself in the past, and now, perhaps. But I, like, you name, like, any movie character who, like, or show or whatever, that, like, that's supposed to be the bad guy. 50% chance that I did not realize that.
Yeah.
I was blown away when somebody told me that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the cast, all the jokes are about how bad people they were. And I was like, they're bad people? Like, I literally, like, I was like,
that's the premise, dude. That's the
premise
of the show.
And I was like, no, and it's still, like, I was like, what do you mean? It's just funny. What do you mean they're bad people? No, it's just funny. That's not the joke. It's just funny.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't help that
Dennis is a rapist, dude.
Yeah. It doesn't help that they're like white trash, so I see them as family. And family, like, it's until very recently.
Yeah.
Before very recently, I have not been able to morally take any look at family.
Yeah, before you Molyneux them out of your life.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Another bias.
Yeah.
But
okay, keep going through the movie. So we got the sensitive outcast whole group, but mostly sensitive outcast main character who's just, he's got problems. I was Scott Pilgrim in high school, by the way. Just want to point that out.
He's a self-insert character.
Yeah,
which
but
I think
especially.
I think is worth pointing out. Michael Cera in every role is a self-insert character.
Yeah.
And except that role he played in, I don't remember the name of the movie, but he played himself, and he also played an evil mustached version of himself.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was interesting. I saw it in theaters.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I remember it being good, but I also
someone's tell me what that is in the comments. I'm gonna take a look at that one.
But that's the one exception.
Yeah.
But it's a self-insert character, so I think it's even more important because people are going to insert themselves into this role, and then what message the movie tells them is going to be even easier to digest.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, so the cast in general is they're not likable.
It's
except
designed,
that they're funny. Except that
they are funny, but they're designed to make you feel, whether intentionally or not, to make you feel like you're okay where you are, and you're not.
I don't know. Well, because they're
that's kind of what
they're very antagonistic to Scott Pilgrim.
None of them
about
are like
where he is in life.
Yeah, that is true. But what are they doing in their lives?
Well, some of them are successful musicians and
The
other,
bad ones.
The
The successful ones are the bad ones. Yeah, good point, Michael. Good point.
That's true. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The rest of them work at Starbucks and shit.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
play in a
Okay.
failing band.
Yeah, the good characters work in a failing band, work at Starbucks, work at whatever Chipotle, wherever Anna Kendrick. I guess that was Starbucks too, huh? Anna Kendrick worked there.
Yeah, Starbucks.
She's cute as can be, isn't she? And the bad characters are successful artists, successful vegans.
This movie's full of anti-vegan propaganda.
Yeah,
and
by the way.
as a carnivore, I'm upset.
But yeah, it's a little bit anti-success, to put it simply.
That's possible. Yeah, I mean.
Anyway, let's get through the damn movie, man.
The Jewish brainwasher character was very interesting.
I like that guy. He's really good.
We'll get to him.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going. Okay, so we got the cast. Just overview.
Actually, a couple more cast points. No, this is important.
Okay, more cast
This is important. More cast points.
Aubrey Plaza. I love her in everything that she's in.
I don't know fucking names.
She's Julie. She's the one who swears. She's great. I knew that girl in high school too. Yeah, she was good. I love her in everything. She did a great job.
Okay, the cast we haven't even mentioned. I don't know how let's just stick on cast, but we haven't mentioned yet the gay roommate, who is specifically described as the cool gay roommate. That's what Scott calls him when referring to him to somebody else.
Yeah.
So a couple of normalization points already very early.
Yeah,
in the movie.
we don't need to flesh that out. It's normalization.
Yeah. I would just say if on a surface level, these are already things that would put this movie in the category of sending you to hell.
Yeah.
It's normalizing homosexuality.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sleeping with a different guy literally every night, which is accurate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Homosexual people are...
That's actually one of my notes, is that the character of Wallace is homophobic and accurate.
But it doesn't... I don't think it has anything to say about... You know what I mean? Because that's an important distinction. It's like, just because a gay character is in a movie doesn't mean it's a pro-gay movie. That
is absolutely true.
But in this case, I don't think it has anything to say about this gay guy, other than he is a gay guy. Here's a couple funny gay jokes, and also
good gay jokes too. By the way, they were funny.
Sorry,
I dropped my pen there.
Yeah,
they were good gay jokes. I thought they were pretty funny.
Also on the cast, since you mentioned the other girl being cute, I want to point out that Ramona Flowers is probably the least attractive woman in this movie.
She is. What is... No. I think Allison Brie looks like dog shit in this movie. She's the... What was her name? Envy.
She looked better than Ramona Flowers.
I thought she looked bad.
Ramona Flowers does not look good.
Everyone's skin in this movie looks bad, and I think that was on purpose.
That's true.
I think it was really on purpose to kind of relate to teenagers.
Maybe.
Because the makeup team was either...
took a day off. They were on strike.
Everyone looked really bad.
We should look at the date of the production of the movie and see if the makeup guild was on strike.
Yeah, because
you're right.
Everyone did a good job, but they look like shit. Like, I saw pimples and stuff
shit,
on everybody.
Yeah,
no.
Okay, I guess for a movie, that's shit.
Exactly. Real life, I see pimples, whatever. That's just how it is. On a movie, don't show me a single pimple. This is a movie. We're spending millions of dollars on this. Make people look good.
It's $80 million.
That's so much money, dude.
I
wish I had $10 right now, okay?
I wish I had a home.
So...
But it's strange. I don't know if you just want to go through the movie sort of point by point a little more.
I kind of do, yeah.
Okay, we'll keep going then. I've got something to say.
Okay. So we sensitive outcast, whole group of characters. Scott Pilgrim's dating a high schooler, based. Next,
it's interesting. So when he brings it up, they all see it as a bad thing.
Yeah.
And initially, it's like, oh, he's 20.
He's 22.
22.
He's 22.
So it's like, okay, the age difference...
She's 17.
She's 17. So at first, it starts out, and it's like, okay, well, he must be pretty old, and she must be underage. And it's like, oh, he's 22, and she's 17. Okay, so she is underage. But
if they're not having sex, it's not a big deal.
That's the thing. It's like, at first, it's like, oh, okay, I see why they're all against him. I see why Scott Pilgrim's supposed to be a
Because, of course, if you're dating someone, you have sex with them, right, Michael?
Yeah, and that's what I assume.
I didn't even know that was legal, dude.
That's what sex before marriage? If only
when did we change that?
But it's... At first, I get it. It's like, okay, I see why the characters are against him on this and why he's supposed to be a bad person. But then it's like, she's a Catholic school girl who, and they've never even held hands.
Yeah.
No, at that point, they hadn't even held hands.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, so what's the problem? You know what I mean?
I guess they assume he's going to have sex with her, because why wouldn't he?
Well, and it's interesting too. They point out multiple times. They say that it's not a real relationship. He's doing this is because of him breaking up with Envy, and like he just wants something safe. But like that's not if this happened to someone I knew, and this is their trajectory. Like they're with a like shitty like goth girl sort of, or like weirdo music woman who dumps him. Yeah. And then he goes and gets with a Catholic high school girl. Yeah. Who's crazy about him. Who's crazy about him, who's very nice. Yeah. My immediate thought would be like, good for you. Yeah. Like because in that watching this movie again, it made me think like Scott Pilgrim is trying to, the trajectory of at least the beginning of the movie seems that Scott Pilgrim has a past of like degeneracy or like bad relationship experience, and he's fleeing that to be with the Catholic girl, and then he gets drawn back in. Yeah, by lust.
That is kind of what. That's exactly what it is.
By nothing but lust. I'd like to point out, I was fucking amazed when the scene happens where he falls for Ramona Flowers. He dreams about her once. Yeah. Sees her the next day, decides immediately to cheat, in quotes, because no one has sex in this movie, but to cheat on his new girlfriend with Ramona Flowers, decides that he's in love with her, like, before even talking to her. And then when he does talk to her, they say nothing. It's like, why did you fall in love with this woman? Was it literally just how she looked on first glance and she's not attractive? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Are you Islamic? Yeah. Huh? Because of the dream thing. Muslims hold very high importance to dreams, or at least they did in medieval times.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I wrote down a quote, actually, from it's a hadith.
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah. Because I think Scott Pilgrim might be a Muslim movie.
That's your take?
A good dream vision of a pious man is a 56th part of a prophecy. Or 46th part of a prophecy.
Wait, they do fractions?
I don't know, dude. Honestly, if I heard my fucking prophet saying that, I'd think he was saying that dreams are worth nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I would take away from that. But apparently the Muslims take away that means dreams are very important and you should listen to them.
146th?
146th.
That's a weird fraction, dude.
It is, yeah. I wonder what well, it's twice 23, which is DNA.
Oh!
So maybe it means something.
Yeah, Muhammad had that one in mind when he said that.
If their religion was true, I could maybe believe it.
Yeah, correct. Correct, by the way.
But yeah, that's actually the thought I had when watching this movie. Like, I was scrambling so much for, like, why is he falling in love with this woman?
It's because he's Muslim.
It's like the only explanation that made any. It's not because it makes sense. Yeah. It's because of how little sense the situation makes. It makes such little sense that the most sensible thing is that he must be Muslim. Scott Pilgrim is Islamic.
You know the whole love at first sight thing. By the way, bad. It's very. You should love somebody for their morals and for their values. Even if you're not Catholic or something, you guys should share values. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's very, like, I understand. Okay, I guess the first point where it's very incomprehensible is that she's like the least attractive person in the movie, right? Yeah. Because I understand why your initial attraction and interest in a woman is clearly based on how they look. And I understand that even being important because
it is.
Looks is one of the things that cannot change. Yeah. Like, she could become a better person.
Unless she's fat or something. You lose weight.
Yeah, but good luck, you know, I mean.
Dude, you weighed 300 pounds like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm a man. So, like, I get that. It's important.
That's another bias, by the way. Michael's an ex-fatty.
That's true, so I'd really dislike fat people. Yeah. I do. Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. I'm afraid of him. I'm fat phobic, dude. I see him, I run.
I want them to, and then never catch you. I want them to do better.
Yeah. We pray for them. We pray for them.
Yeah. But, I understand. Looks are important. Yeah. I think too many people go reactionary the other way and say, like, you shouldn't care about looks at all. Uh-huh. I disagree. You need to be attracted to your spouse, to your wife, to but, like, it's important because it doesn't change. But that's the initial thing, you know. Then you
that's what you're to buy her a drink.
Then you have a conversation.
Yeah.
And instead he doesn't, you know.
Yeah.
And I get it's because he's socially awkward. So like he has this
yeah.
weird.
It's 2010.
He has this weird
awkward.
alpha autism thing.
Yeah.
Where like he approaches women at all, which means he's like in the top 5% of men. But he's also like autistic. So it's this weird
yeah.
But even then he never has a conversation with her. And like when he finally does way later in the movie when he's already like killed 3 people for her, they're not conversations that would convince me to keep going.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, if you want to keep going with
Yeah, she doesn't have too many values, huh? Like
she
none.
says some things.
You know,
we'll
she is kind of trying to improve herself. We find out, but
well,
anyway, let's see. We talked about knives. By the way, knives, Chow. That's racist. We're gonna keep going.
And she uses knives.
And she does use knives. That's true. Might as well call her.
Interesting that she's Chinese.
Thank you for stopping me before I said something super racist. By the way,
okay.
You're MVP of this podcast so far.
Interesting that she's Chinese, by the way. In a movie nowadays about this kind of culture and this kind of group of friends, she'd be Japanese.
Yeah, Chinese.
And they use Japanese cultural references. They're playing a ninja video game together, but she's Chinese, and it must be because they're in Canada. Because there are only 2 races in
Toronto,
Canada.
yeah.
Canada is all white and Asian.
Yeah.
Chinese. Which is interesting.
Chinese Asian.
Because that's another thing. If this movie was made today, or even 11 years ago in America, well, I think it was... No, it was filmed in Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto.
And O'Malley is Canadian, too, I think. But if it was made by an American in America...
Who's O'Malley? Oh, the writer.
The comic book writer. Yeah. Who had a lot of creative control. If it was made today or in America back then, there would be many different races. Because they would see the need to shoehorn them in.
You'd have to, yeah.
Yeah. But in this, there's one Asian woman, and that's enough. I mean, they've got the Indian villain, you know, but
I'm going to get into the race stuff. I'm getting into the race stuff.
Good.
That's, yeah. So he's dating a high schooler. He sees Ramon in a dream, and
Muhammad says that he must pursue her.
Muhammad says he
must burn down her village. And steal their women.
So he does.
He does.
He's not. I mean, he's not like. So you have to have yourself in the mindset of you're like 19, right? Kissing is cheating. It is.
It's okay. I mean, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it was strange because I don't think necessarily. I mean,
he for sure cheats on knives, dude.
But he never kissed knives until later, right?
Yeah, but it was clear they had a relationship. He cheated on her. He cheated on her. Absolutely.
No, you're wrong. You don't have a relationship until you're married. Before then, you have nothing. You could call the kiss adulterous if you want to use a very wide definition, which I think you might you might do that, but like if he's dating knives, like dating is there's if
I'm dating somebody, I expect them to not go kiss someone else.
The kissing part, but I also expect them not. Dating is stupid. Here's the thing. It's like a semi-commitment to make up for the fact that nobody makes real commitments. So like yes, she's his girlfriend, but that is a meaningless nothing. Like
I know, but look, I dated my wife for a year before I proposed to her. I'd be a little upset if the day before I proposed to her, and she says like, "Well, we were engaged," and it's like, yeah, but I mean, come on.
But he met knives the night before. Well, no, actually, it's before the movie starts.
Yeah,
that's true. But it's not the kissing I'm talking about so much as just that because he didn't kiss knives until later. It's more the fact that like, I guess it's weird how loose it can be to where like, I don't know, dude.
He cheated on her.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He for sure did.
But it's a very soft cheat.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
It's you know.
But look, but
which is strange.
When you're
I guess
17,
you're
17, that's a big cheat.
My point is, it's very strange for this movie that talks a lot about sex, Clearly, a lot of the people in the movie, in the universe of the movie, have had a lot of sex.
Yeah.
But he doesn't cheat on her.
Like Ramona, by the way.
But he doesn't cheat on her by having sex.
Yeah.
That's very strange, I guess, is the main point here.
Oh, that whole... I guess we'll go to that scene now.
Because
that's kind of where we are in the movie.
You say it's very important, but, like, in their minds, it would seem like it isn't important. You know what I mean? Like, they've had sex with... She's had long-term relationships with 7 people, right?
Yeah.
But...
No.
Yes, because they're exes.
No, the guy in like 9th grade or whatever, she dated for like a week.
That one's a joke, okay? That one's clearly the joke one. That one's the joke one because I mean, if she's only had sex 7 times, I'm impressed, even though that's still whorish. Actually 6 times because the Indian guy he didn't have sex with.
Yeah.
And maybe one of the others.
But no, I don't think she had sex with all of them.
She had sex with at least 5 of them.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Both of the Yamanagi twins.
It's implied.
Gross, dude.
The dragon, dude?
That is gross.
It's implied.
Anyway, we'll get into how that's racist in a minute. So, yeah, that whole scene where Scott Pilgrim is in Ramona Flowers' room, that's offensive. I found it offensive. I mean, she is just absolutely dominating him, and he's just. I found it barfingly feminist.
Oh yeah. This whole movie does have that. Like
women are. I mean, no woman does any wrong in this movie. I mean, they're all perfect.
And Scott. Well, it's weird later, but
in that scene,
for most of the movie, Scott Pilgrim is the weakest-willed person I've ever seen. Like, he at one point in the movie, and it's a joke, and it's a funny joke, but I wrote down what the exact line was. He said, no, I don't do drugs unless you do drugs. Then I
wrote that one.
I do drugs. Then I do drugs.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
what a pussy.
And there were other examples of that exact sort of thing where he's just like, whatever you are, that's what I am. Like I will change everything about you.
Men, you're listening. Young men, you're listening to a podcast, dude. You're 16. Never do that. Never do that.
It's so strange.
You're a man. You'll keep your conviction. I mean, don't be a prick, but you have convictions, and hold them.
It's so beta. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really is. I'm embarrassed for Scott Pilgrim, dude. I'm embarrassed for him.
And it's weird too.
And you just let a girl. Okay, here's the thing: don't have sex before marriage. Mm-hmm. But if she says like, I was gonna have sex with you, but no, I'm not. Just leave.
Well, yeah. It's like
just like
it's like he has no self-respect.
No self-respect.
If he had self-respect, he'd be like, "Well, fuck it, you're a bitch.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
I'm out. Like,
don't fucking talk to me like that." Yeah. Anyway, I felt embarrassed.
I think
Scott
people
Pilgrim.
should be willing to do that to their wives, even.
No,
you know
absolutely,
I mean?
yeah.
You should, and if you're willing to do it in that case, you should certainly be willing to do it with some stranger you met the day before, basically.
Yeah.
You know, like you should be willing to say to this person you have no connection with, fuck off, I'm gone. You know, you're treating me like an asshole.
Yeah, she was such a bitch to him in that scene, and it's like, but I will at least sleep in my bed because I'm a nice person. It's like, you're not a fucking nice person.
The scene was just...
You keep me hanging the whole time, and you're humiliating me, so I'm gonna fucking leave. Bye. But he goes, oh, nice. It's cozy in here.
The scene was just her, like, showing off how in control of him that she was. Yeah. You know?
Which if you want to have a happy relationship, sorry, man's got to be in charge.
Well, it's weird because I have to assume that he's in it just for lust. Because it's the only thing we've seen at all.
That's his only trait.
That's the only reason that he's in this relationship.
Yeah.
Which means he's also unsuccessful. At no point in this movie does he have sex.
Yeah.
So, like, which is maybe semi-accurate. Although not. No.
No, well, the thing is, and this leads me to my next note, Scott Pilgrim in real life is a rapist. You watch out for this man. He will rape you.
Michael Cera, you mean?
Recorded. Michael Cera is a rapist.
Allegedly.
Allegedly by me.
He's alleging now.
No, I mean, like, it's the old phrase. What was it? Not all rapists are male feminists. All male feminists are rapists. Sensitive men.
Old phrase.
Sensitive men are rapists.
I don't know if sensitive's the
That's
best
the
word.
only way they can get sex.
Sensitive's not the best word for that. But I know
sensitive, beta. I mean, it's the whole, you know.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
They're all scumbags.
I would not trust him.
No, you absolutely should not.
Well, and because he's clearly like starved for sex.
He's 22 now. By the time this guy hits 28, he's got people. He's trading Monero for some kind of sketchy pills he puts in drinks. I mean, that's just what's going to happen when that a sleazy guy with no morals, with no convictions other than I want pussy. That's what's going to happen.
I mean, he's willing. It sounds strange, but he is willing to give up his own identity to get with her.
To have sex.
He does that. Like, he does that in the movie. He says,
There's not a single mention of marriage in the entire movie.
I didn't think about that.
There's not a single one. There's no married people in the movie. Ooh. There's no parents or anything. Marriage does not exist in this entire universe. Scott Pilgrim just wants pussy. That's all it is.
That's a moral implication right there.
That's a big one.
There is no marriage in this universe.
No, not a single person's married.
Which makes the boyfriend-girlfriend relationship much more important.
Yeah.
Which is how it is in real life in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But, and it shouldn't be, but... Yeah, that's interesting. Moral implication, the fact that no marriage. You're right.
Yeah, so anyway, that'll send you to hell right there.
No marriage, no parents, no babies.
Yeah. Yeah, no children.
No children. All the same
Life
age.
starts at 17.
Starts at 17, ends at 28 or whatever,
Yeah. It's fucked up.
Huh.
Yeah. I guess we'll have some dead air while you mull that over.
I was just thinking about that. Wow, you continue with this story.
Yeah, no, it's a big implication, and it bothers me. I mean, Anna Kendrick, Scott Pilgrim's sister, by the way, says, like, would you see a future with this girl? But, like, not like marriage or nothing.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I noted that, too, when she said, do you see a future with this girl? It's like, does anyone in this movie see a future?
Yeah, at all?
Like, does the future exist in this movie? Like, in this universe?
Yeah, no, there's the point. Yeah, anyway, the point of relationships and marriage and sexual attraction is, of course, for the procreation purposes, and that just apparently does not exist in this movie. All that exists is having sex and moving in together, and doing that for 3 to 8 years.
Well, no one moves in together either, to be fair.
Yeah, but I mean, no, it was mentioned. Maybe you can move in Ramona. Wallace says that. So
that's true. The gay man does say that.
So and he needs his gay friend to move in. So that exists in the universe. Mm-hmm. So that's the point, and presumably that would happen for a few years, and then you get another one for a few years, and then another one for a few years, and then you die.
Well, realistically, what happens? The time frame there is different for men and women. Scott Pilgrim eventually he would do that a few times, and then the last one around the age of like 30 something, he would marry, and they would have a terribly unhappy relationship that she settles for and probably cheats on him because he has a decent job.
Yeah.
The woman version of that is either the same thing, or more often. Maybe not more often. I'd say equally likely because I'm a little optimistic. Is that she never gets married and then becomes horribly depressed when she realizes she can't have any kids.
Yep.
So
I know people like that.
Yep, it's not uncommon.
Yeah, so. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Think of the future, ladies out there. This is a lady-oriented podcast, so think of the future.
Ladies, I am single.
He's single, by the way. Let's see. What do we got next? I wrote, Scott has everyone's dream life in 2010. Again, very happy I did not see this movie because this would have very much so influenced me.
He doesn't have a job.
Yeah, which awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
that's
and he
great.
Just plays in a band all day.
That rules.
And like fucking just walks around Canada.
Yeah.
Doing nothing.
It sounds
great.
That does sound sick.
His band is like successful. Yeah, I mean it does sound like a dream.
His band is called the Sex Bob-Omb.
Mm-hmm. Bob-Ombs.
Bob-Ombs. It's just called Sex Bob-Omb.
Oh,
which
you're right.
That's the most 2010 name I've ever heard of, and they sound exactly like the Black Keys. The most 2010 band you can think of.
A lot of the bands, I don't know about that connection exactly, but a lot of the bands are based on other bands. Like one of the bands is clearly Beck. Another one, I don't remember all the, but they're based on real bands. Like they tried to recreate their sound.
Yeah.
And a lot of the music, I'll actually say, a lot of the music they use that the bands play and that's played in the background, I didn't notice it the first time, but I think the music playing in the background of a lot of the scenes is from the track list that O'Malley put at the end of the first issue.
Oh, cool.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Cool.
Which is actually called Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life or something like that. But yeah, that was cool. It was a cool touch, and a lot of the music's good. Is my point.
Yeah.
Like which is the problem with liking modern shit. I'm sure you've run into this where it's like, it's even mentioned in harassment architecture, where it's like if you listen to some like indie band,
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, they're atheists.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like whatever weird, obscure music you like that is good.
Yeah.
You can you can basically guarantee that they are very left wing, very like there's spectrum, there's the hippy dippy kind, there's like the satanic kind. They're all kind of a little bit of the satanic kind.
Yeah.
But no matter what, none of them are fucking going to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
By and large. There's exceptions, but rare.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this movie is kind of like, it reminded me of like, man, a lot of what this movie likes, I do like. Mm-hmm. I do like these bands.
I do actually like this movie. I think it's funny. I laughed out loud a lot of times. The part where there's the establishing shot back at Scott's house, and it plays the Seinfeld transition music.
Oh, it was great.
I couldn't stop laughing.
It was really good.
That's genius.
It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah. But it'll send you to hell.
No, we should go further into that, whether it does. But
well, okay.
Keep going.
We've given a number of reasons why it might already.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay, so there's the night with Ramona, and then later talks to, or things aren't quite right with Knives, and then there's the Battle of the Bands thing, and that's when the first of the X's come.
Just before that, I want to point out that somebody at one point, I think the Starbucks lady,
Julie, played by Aubrey Plaza. Julie, she's great. I love her.
Calls Scott a wannabe. I don't remember exactly.
Wannabe lady killer. I wrote that down.
Wannabe lady killer. Which is interesting.
That was me in high school, by the way.
That is what he is. He's trying. He's not a lady killer in the way that he's like very attractive and clearly taking advantage of these women because of his looks or his charisma or whatever. But he's a lady killer in that he's unassuming. So women are almost tricked into thinking he's a nice guy, and then he's willing to dump them on a whim.
Yeah. Just
to get with somebody else who will get with him because he's a nice guy. Which is what Ramona says to him directly, is that you're the nicest guy. Which nowadays is the biggest insult you could ever give like anyone.
Yeah.
Like if you hear that from a woman, she is like,
people didn't quite catch on to that yet.
She's burning your house down.
Yeah.
Like that is a huge insult.
Yeah.
But yeah, the X's. I think the X's are actually where this movie starts to have a good message.
Interesting. Tell me more about that.
Okay. This movie is about Scott Pilgrim getting with a woman who has a long sexual history.
Okay.
Now, in specifics, some of them aren't sexual, but that's what the movie is about, her baggage being a direct impediment to him getting with her. The movie is literally about, she has 7 people who she's dragging around with her, and she doesn't want that to be the case. But because she has been with them, they are always there, and clearly the more she has, the worse it's going to be for anyone who wants to get with her.
Huh.
That's an extremely based way of looking at life. Like that's literally, if this movie was just a little different, and I'll talk about that, but if it was just a little different, this movie could have been a very clear moral, like a morality play about why for women you shouldn't sleep with a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make it, no man is going to want to go through all this fucking headache to get with you.
Kill 7 men.
Kill 7 men. Yeah, I mean, like in real life, it's not kill 7 men, but like it may as well be. Is kind of the message.
Yeah.
And for men, the message being
when you're with the girl as exes, you do have to sort of vanquish the exes and how you are as a man, and that's not easy, and it's probably shouldn't even try.
And it shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't.
Yeah.
And then for men, the moral could have been, do you remember how easy it was with Knives, who had no fucking evil exes?
Yeah, it worked out perfect right away.
You remember how when you were with Knives, it was you shared interests? Mm-hmm. They shared interests. They both liked the same music. Uh-huh. They liked the same, and like That's not the most important thing, obviously.
It's a conversation starter.
But it's more than he had with Ramona.
Yeah.
He had nothing with Ramona. Like, you shared interests. She was nice. She was moral. She went to a Catholic school. In the comic, her dad is actually a really cool guy. They invite him over for dinner, and, like, he says something like, "Oh, you are very honorable." Like, seriously, yeah. And it's like he approves of, of him getting with his daughter and, like, marrying her or something. And it's, but basically, that's the comic, so it's different. But the point is that, like this could have had such a good moral message of, like, women don't sleep around, men don't be with women who sleep around because it's a huge headache. And it does have that message basically until the end.
Yeah. So the whole exes part, it's good, it's entertaining, but we don't need to get into each ex. You know what I mean? We can kind of skip. He fights them. And it's cool.
Good fights, good choreography,
good jokes, good effects. It was all very good. It was great. Yeah,
it was a fun time. All the fight scenes, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing bad to say about that. That was it was beautiful, I guess, if we're talking about the transcendentals. Yeah, good job. I guess then we would skip ahead to there was this should be mentioned though. The lesbian ex, which obviously is the normalization thing. Don't need to get into that. But something that I found, I guess, distasteful for a number of reasons is instead of lesbian phase, Scott says, you had a sexy phase, which, like, you couldn't say that now. That's...
Maybe.
Dudes drooling over lesbians, dude, that's in the past, man.
Yeah, now they drool over literal men dressed as women.
Yeah. Yeah, we've gone way past that. Yeah. I think as everyone kind of gets what's going on with lesbians now, and that
they're really never attractive.
They're really not. Yeah, they're really not hot.
That they're abusive, physically abusive.
Yeah, they're mean to each other and to men also, in general. And to a JJ, I'm sure there's some nicer ones out there, but in general, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we can kind of skip all that. The vegan joke feels a little dated. We've moved past that 2010.
There were a couple of other points that I just had written down for the more about the exes to sort of back this up. Like, they have lines like, "We're controlling the future of Ramona's love life," you know, or like, "Why do things have to be so complicated?" That kind of back up my idea. I think
there's a car coming by the way.
Pause for the car.
You were saying.
Well, actually, I want to say one line that I thought was very interesting from Ramona Flowers is she says, "I don't even know what I'm like anymore," which is sexual chimerism.
Oh, we're talking about that.
When they've shown this to be true, what's the other? It's a form of epigenetics.
Yeah.
Which is the expression of genes changing.
Phenotypes.
I don't know if it's specifically, but don't confuse me.
No. Your
don't confuse me.
phenotype will change.
But the expression
as
of
a
genes,
woman, yeah.
The expressions of genes can change, and this is something Aristotle believed, but it's something we haven't proven scientifically until very recently. But now we know that it is true. You can do certain things that will change the expression of their genes, and not only that, but that can be passed on. So if you're fat, that'll activate certain genes that you will then pass on and make your kid more likely to also be fat.
I'm getting a phone call.
You got fucking unprofessional, dude.
This is my wife. I'll ignore that one.
Yeah.
Podcasting is more important.
But on the other hand, even if you are fat and have genes that make you more likely to be fat, if despite that you get in good health, you will actually change the expression of your genes, which will make your kids start out with that expression of the genes.
Correct.
Basically, I'm doing an overview of and people haven't heard of epigenetics.
I know. Yeah, this is crazy.
So we've also shown in I believe the term is sexual chimerism.
Yeah.
Is that the term?
I think so.
I think so. Either that or that's
Look,
the term.
we're not scientists,
that's either
all right?
It's either the term for that or sexual chimerism is what they call it when the frogs turn gay. But I'm not sure. It could be either of those.
We believe both of these, by the way.
Yes, but the epigenetics, it is epigenetics for sure.
Yeah.
And we've found, for instance, it was dogs.
You're going to talk about the dogs. I'll talk about the horse one. The horse one's better.
Okay. Well.
All right. Here's a crazy example of what we're talking about. How, as a woman, the seminal fluid from another man will change your genetics. This has been shown as fact.
Yep.
I wish it weren't the case. It is insane.
No. It's good that it's the case. They will become one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a double-edged sword, I guess.
Wow. Satan cannot create. He can only twist what is good.
Okay. All right. I will give you that. It's nuts, but it's just crazy but this is true. And this has been done, you get a mare, all right, a regular female horse. They mate with a zebra. You're gonna get a stripy foal, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
But then
the offspring, for people who don't know the terminology here, the offspring will be stripy.
I'm an equestrian myself, but
really, I'm an Aquarius.
if you, it's a good one. And then so after the zebra, then you have just a regular stallion come and mate with the mare. You're gonna get a foal, a colt. What's the difference between a foal and a colt?
I don't know, dude.
They're both baby horses. Anyway, that one, it's still going to be a little stripy.
Yep.
Because you've changed the genetics of the mare. That is fucking mind-blowing.
So to put it in layman terms.
Yeah.
The female horse will have a baby horse with a little bit of stripes on it, even though it's having sex with a non-stripy horse.
Yeah.
Because in the past, it had sex with a zebra.
Yeah.
That is real life.
This explains how old couples start to look like each other.
Mm-hmm.
This explains whoreface.
Exactly.
Yeah. This explains whores just being not nice in general, I think. But I shouldn't say whores. I should say whores, because then it's more like a joke, and no one's gonna get mad at me for saying whores.
I guess
people. This guy's calling women whores, but it's like this guy's calling women whores. It's like, what? Who cares?
And so Ramona says that line. I don't even know what
whores isn't a very charitable thing of us to say.
Well,
This is where you get the pussyfooting shit. I don't want to denigrate them. We should,
to be clear,
would Christ call them whores?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Den of vipers.
He call them vipers, maybe.
Well, that's pretty harsh.
I don't know if he call them whores.
Okay, here's the thing.
Did he call the adulterous woman a whore? I don't think so. He said, "Go and sin no more." We should have compassion on these people.
Yeah, you should go and sin no more.
Cut that shit out. Obviously.
It's not immoral to be rude.
Okay. It could be uncharitable.
Yes, but we're not talking to a specific person right now.
That's true. We're talking to you, Jessica. Listen,
yeah, that's right, Jessica.
I know who you are, you bitch.
Jessica Sampson. You need to turn your life around, Jessica.
You whore.
Well, that's the thing. The thing is, in our time period, I think it's not like we live in some place where everybody's really mean, and so to be better at evangelizing, we need to be nicer. It's literally the exact opposite.
That's true. That's
Everyone's too nice, and what people need to hear is the truth.
Yeah, that is
true. And they need to hear it harsh. Whores, sometimes.
We love you.
Yeah.
We really do.
Yeah.
You should stop for the love of yourself and God, but...
Another car coming.
That's the same car.
Yeah.
We'll say hi.
But yeah, so I thought it was very interesting that this movie this is another example of this movie being accidentally based.
Yeah.
Where they literally address sexual chimerism, if that's what it's even fucking called.
Someone will correct you.
This is the duality of man. This is the duality of Michael.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to sound really smart talking about this kind of shit, except I get the term wrong, and then I sound retarded.
Yeah, you do sound retarded.
Yeah, I know.
So I guess we'll just fast forward to Gideon, who's the last X, played by Jason Schwartzman. Jason?
Is he actually Jewish?
Yeah.
I was joking. Okay, well.
No, he's great. He's great.
Physiognomy, I could tell.
He's really. I like him, and he has a special control over Ramona because he's successful.
Yeah.
Because he's confident.
He has money and confidence, therefore he's brainwashing her.
I know. It's just it seems like you should just be with him. He's not treating you bad. It seems like you're treating you okay.
He does have like a collar on her, but she also does wear that kind of thing.
But I don't know.
I didn't know if that was supposed to be.
I thought the collar was symbolism.
Yeah, I didn't know.
If he's legitimately using technology to brainwash her, then it's bad. But if it's a symbol, then you're fine.
It's like, is he treating her like a dog? Because that one scene, it's like she's got a collar on and she's like on her knees, basically. Yeah. And it's like, okay, is he treating her like a dog, or is she just a weirdo?
Two interpretations of that one.
I don't know.
Either he is actually evil, or he's the good guy.
You could see it as he's evil, and he's some sort of representation of, because he's also the man in this movie. You know what I mean? Like the man, as in the corporation, the big.
Oh, absolutely.
So you could see
he owns the theater,
the record label.
the chaos.
He owns
chaos
the record
theater.
label too.
Yeah, and that. Yeah.
So you could see him as sort of like the greater, like the society, the man.
He's the man. Capital M, the
brainwashing
man.
the woman.
Yeah.
Or you could see him as like the successful man being attractive because he's not an attractive looking guy at all.
But he looks kind of all right.
I don't think so. But he is successful
Yeah.
and confident. So I don't know. Yeah, you could take it either way, and they both are not even that bad of messages, because you're either saying, well, no, the second one is a bad message because they see it as a bad thing, right?
The successful guy being bad.
Yeah, they see it like he's bad. It's brainwashing that she wants him. That's a bad message.
You just like him because he's cool and rich and nice.
You just like him because he
successful.
can pay for somewhere to live and I can't because I'm homeless.
Because you're homeless, yeah.
And Scott Pilgrim is homeless.
Yeah, you're homeless.
That's why I like Scott Pilgrim.
He is homeless because his gay roommate kicks him out at the
Kicked
end.
him out,
Yeah. Yeah, he is a self-insert, huh?
Yeah, he's just like me, homeless.
Yeah. So yeah, I like Gideon. I like that. This is something it's pretty good. I like that Scott Pilgrim, at the end, he has to address how he's shitty, at the end, and that's how he wins at the end.
He doesn't though.
I know.
It's fucking
I know.
terrible.
That's the thing. It's presented as him addressing why he sucks, but you look objectively, it doesn't happen.
What happens is he does this scene and he reveals to the women that he's cheated on them, and they finally find out that they have been tricked.
Yeah.
And they're mad at him, and he loses.
Yeah.
Then he rewinds and literally does the scene again, and just more quickly tells them, and is upfront about the fact that he cheated on them.
Yeah.
And then they're like just okay with it.
Yeah.
Like there is no mention of it ever again. Like they don't even say like how could you, or like nothing. It's just like, oh, we're gonna fight now.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight the bad guy now. That's been addressed. You have now told. You have like you've told. I mean,
it's kind of meant to appeal to your emotions. Like now he's done it. But big brain Dalton over here sees he didn't do anything. He just said some shit, and nothing's changed. Nothing was earned. There were no consequences. He shouldn't get either of them.
It's like confession, except he's confessing to no one.
Yeah.
He's not taking responsibility, and there's no penance. There is zero penance.
Yeah, nothing.
He's just forgiven. Like that's just it. Like whatever. But they don't even say whatever. They don't even just. It's not addressed. It's just that's so. Next,
he gets the power of self-respect, dude.
And it's like he doesn't either.
So I know that the comic wasn't. I knew this from my wife, who I think read it at the time. Which, boy, she really turned her life around, huh? But that the comic wasn't finished when the movie was made.
Yes, that's
true.
true.
So you didn't finish the comic, did you?
I know how it ends though.
How does it end? Does it end like this?
This is interesting. I want to say because
the ending is rushed.
I'll talk about the ending.
Sure.
No, I don't. No, I'll let you. I got something to say about the ending. So let me go here.
We'll go ending of the movie now.
All right. Well, you explain real quick. How does it end?
So he defeats Gideon with the power of self-respect.
Mm-hmm. Which is a katana.
Which cool. I like that. That's cool. And then, geez, I can barely fucking remember it because it was like nothing. It was so nothing. They go off into Ramona's house together.
They're walking out of the Chaos Theater.
Yeah.
And him and Knives are like kind of walking together, and are like on good terms, and Ramona's walking away.
And wait, and before you say that, there was the thing with the nega Scott, which is racist, by the way, and it's like nothing ever comes of it.
It's just a joke.
Oh, okay,
it's just
that's
an
all
evil
it is.
Clone joke, like in video games and stuff. It's just a joke.
Well, I thought maybe there was more to that.
There might be a little bit of a thing with the self-respect. Now he respects himself, literally himself. But anyway, he's walking away with Knives, and Ramona is leaving, and it seems like he might get back together with Knives, and then he just doesn't. He just runs off with Ramona, and then the movie kind of ends.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Right. Okay. So the ending was not this. This movie was being made before the comic was done.
Mm-hmm.
But the comic actually finished before the movie released.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
So the comic finished, and before that, the movie was done.
Mm-hmm.
The ending of the movie originally had Scott end up with knives.
That's better.
It is, by a lot. And then O'Malley says, actually partially because of people's reaction to it, which is surprising, but I don't know. People who had seen advanced screenings or people in the staff. I'm not sure exactly on that detail. But he doesn't like it. So he makes the comic have the ending where he goes with Ramona at the end, and then changes the end of the movie before the release to have him go with Ramona. Now, I think actually the ending colors so much of the movie that if he had kept the original ending, I think this could be a morally good movie.
Yeah.
Because what would be the message of the movie here? The message would literally be that Scott Pilgrim, was blinded by lust, and he left his safe, moral, trad Catholic GF.
Yeah.
He left her to be with this woman that he knows nothing about, who has a long sexual history that wants to kill him, and that is just worse in every way. And her purpose has basically been, like, she served a purpose, which was to show him what he had. And then the end of the movie
It's a Wonderful Life.
And the end of the movie is him realizing, like, I have, like this is what's good. Like, this is the good, this is what I need in a relationship. This is a good woman. I should be with her. And Ramona, it's weird because Ramona almost becomes just a character development piece. But also it's like, it shows that's it's also a message in that way to, like, women, like, if you sleep around, you will be nothing more than a way for somebody else to get better.
Yeah.
You know? And it would have a really good message. But he changed it at the very end, that he goes with Ramona, and then the whole thing is meaningless.
Yeah.
You know, like, he didn't learn anything at all. There is no care. It said he got the power of self-respect. If he had the power of self-respect, he would have gone with knives. Mm-hmm. Or he would have gone with neither of them. You know what I mean? But he would not have gone with Ramona.
But he went with the one that is mean to him, and he just wants pussy.
Yeah. I really do stand by that. If he had gone with knives, that is a moral message. I could have defended this movie so easily.
Yeah.
Because it would have been very clear anti-sleeping around propaganda.
Yeah.
You know? But it's not.
So is that your conclusion then?
I think my conclusion is that this was a missed opportunity. This could have been a very moral movie about sexual history coming back and biting you, and instead is a movie about nothing.
Yeah.
Like, is a movie that doesn't have... I'm about to fall over on this chair. Chair that's a bucket.
It's a
because we're
bucket.
homeless.
I told Michael to buy a chair.
I don't have any money right now, Dalton.
I got a chair.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be homeless as long.
I actually bought that when I had money.
But it could have been a great story, morality play about the dangers of having of being sexually loose and immoral, but instead it's a movie that's just about pop culture and like, it's not really about anything. It really doesn't have...
Hence the Seinfeld reference.
I don't think it has anything to say anymore when you change the ending like that. Like, I don't know what message it's trying to tell me anymore.
Yeah.
Because the whole movie built up to the ending that doesn't happen anymore.
I gotcha.
Do you have a different take?
I think the movie's racist.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think you could show this movie anymore.
Do you think... Okay, when you say it's racist, do you mean like you wouldn't be able to show it in theaters, or like you are personally offended?
Well, I think, like... Look, we've all come a long way since 2010. And
You're off your rock. I don't know what the fuck... I don't know where you're fucking going.
Look...
You're fucking crazy. This is a gaffe.
I cannot believe how racist...
You're goofing me.
This movie is.
There's no way you're
okay,
serious.
look. I don't care. It's not a big deal to me. I'm mostly saying this as a meta commentary on how bonkers the last 11 years of American history has been.
Sure.
To where this was like
This Canadian
fine.
movie.
This Canadian movie, that's true.
Yeah.
This came out and it was like fine. No one talked about how it would offend anybody.
Yeah.
This is so offensive.
Like what? What do you-
Okay, the Indian guy.
Yeah. The
That
Indian
guy. That guy's racist.
I mean,
His whole song. He goes.
he's racist according to modern standards.
No,
he's not
right,
racist.
Right. No, I know. But that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making.
Right. That's your grand takeaway from the movie.
There's that. So the character is called Knives Chow. Racist.
It's just a comic
there's
book name.
there's the Yamanagi twins.
Yeah.
Who look exactly the same.
Because they're
Who looks exactly the same to you, Michael?
They're twins.
All Asians look different to me,
Not
man.
all Asians are twins.
I don't, whatever, man. The commentary was that they all look the same. That's clear. They're playing music. Dragons come out of their speakers.
The idea,
you may as well have a fucking gong.
A Yeti came out of the Canadian speakers.
Because it's cold there. Racist. Thank you, Michael.
There are dragons in China.
There's not a single black character in the whole movie.
Yeah.
There's not a fucking single one.
So, it's Canada.
I know, but it's just like, you can't do that now.
You're goofing.
It's I told you it's homophobic, by the way.
You're right that these are all the things that would be said if this movie was released today.
No, that's what I'm saying.
None of them are true though.
It's insane.
I guess it's insane that this is
you couldn't show this movie today.
It's insane
we're
that
gonna
this
get
is a
banned.
lefty-
No one's gonna listen to our podcast about this. They're just gonna say they're talking about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. There's an Indian guy in it. You can't watch it.
That's not how that goes.
Is that did I misunderstand racism?
Yeah, well, yes. But
I misunderstand that. I just know we can't have any black characters on food products anymore. So I thought we just had to nix them.
they don't even like black
Completely.
people being good characters anymore.
Is that
People were
really?
getting mad at Luther because
Really?
he's like a complex character who's like not just a good guy. And it's
really?
like you can't show a black guy as like morally ambiguous.
As having
You
problems.
can't show this black guy as being like one of the most interesting black guys in cinema, because like that would be, they might think he's bad.
Yeah.
And that means you're thinking a black person's bad, and that's racist.
I thought we were all people, but okay, whatever. No, so that was just I thought it was insane. Looking at it now, and it's like
It's
you
insane.
for sure couldn't make it today, and it's not that big of a gap of time.
It's insane that this Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is a mainstream and like a lefty movie,
Yeah, absolutely.
but it would not survive mainstream or lefty circles today.
Yeah, that's kind of my point with that. My actual takeaway is more that it undermines, I think, young people getting married, think about the future, and there's no mention of marriage. There's no married characters, and I mean this is something that happens when you are 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, when you're a teenager. I just realized that's just being a
every teenage year.
That's just being a teenager. That relationships all do seem like the end of the world. You know what I mean? And it over drama. You don't know what I mean, but it over dramatizes that to where it makes it seem so important, and it's not. You guys should just get married. That should be the point of it, and you don't. The over dramatization of young relationships is harmful, I think.
That's what I was trying to get at with the whole point of like the girlfriend boyfriend relationship should not really exist.
It would be a brief amount of time.
And yeah,
in the 50s or something, it was like suitors. You weren't going steady yet.
Pause for car.
Yeah, pause for car. So that's my main takeaway. Is it encourages sleeping around before marriage. It doesn't encourage marriage at all, and especially because
although to be fair, Scott Pilgrim does not have sex.
He does not. He's not have sex, but
he does sleep around though.
It's clearly the goal.
He sleeps in other places.
That's true, but it's clearly the goal, and especially because everything about it, the kind of people it's appealing to, the age group it's appealing to, and the fact that it really does portray the dream life of someone about that age at about that time. Yeah, I think that's incredibly harmful. And if you watch it now, being a kind of guy like me who now smokes a pipe, and you go, I could. This is harmful. Then you're okay to watch it. It's not going to send you to hell.
Are you making fun of yourself so I don't make fun of you for smoking?
Shut
a pipe?
the fuck up.
It's clever. Dude.
I got compliments on my
clever.
pipe. People said I actually look cool and not like a fag.
Yeah, but those people
are my wife.
Oh.
So if you watch that and you kind of look at it from that point of view, like more of an intellectual, retrospective point of view, it's not going to send you to hell. But if you're 16, you cannot watch this movie. It will absolutely send you to hell. It's too appealing. If you're 16 in 2010, you cannot watch this.
That makes sense.
It will absolutely send you to hell.
And I'd say so. Yeah, I think that's true. I think a quick overview of the aspects of how this movie would send you to hell. Okay, whether or not with
racism.
No,
I'm just
no.
It's not actually racist.
First surface level stuff, sexual content, like stuff that like you'll watch the movie. Like there's really
no, you're fine.
It's just suggestive.
There's one scene.
There's no nudity.
There's one scene you see Ramona and she's in underwear and she's in a let's see. No, that wouldn't be a Christian thing of me to say. She's in a certain pose.
What a slutty pose.
I was gonna say choice.
Okay. All right, dude. You're the married one here.
But yeah, but other than that,
okay.
Surface level, you're fine.
So I would say surface level, that sort of thing, wouldn't send you to hell.
It's the deeper.
And I'm going through. So
you're going through.
Like
okay.
Second, would you let your kids watch this? Should you? I'd say no.
No, absolutely not.
Any age group, especially teenager, but any age group, this is not a movie good for kids.
No.
So if someone's listening to this, like, should my kid watch this? No.
Under no circumstances.
No, they should not.
If they're 19, don't let them watch it.
Yeah.
Do what you can.
Keep them in the house so that you know that they're not watching Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
It will ruin their life, I
guarantee. Until they're like
it.
22.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So then, is the movie beautiful? Is it because there are movies that are like just ugly and they could send you to hell in sort of like a brutalism sort of way? I'd say no.
No, not in that way.
I don't think it's a dangerous movie.
It's a very fun movie. It's nice to look at, you know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you could say it's a little trivial, it's a little, you know what I mean, like a little fleeting.
Yeah.
But nothing like apparent.
It's a fun watch.
Yeah. Okay. Is it true? I would actually say yes. I think it has some things to say that are like
Yeah.
I think most of the individual truths that the movie accidentally reveals are true and are like good message, like are legitimate messages.
Yeah.
Like the characters are realistic. The things they do are accurate to what they would do. The circumstances they find themselves in, the things they say that like probably not meant in the way I'm taking them, but they are clearly that, you know, like all those things. I think the movie is true, and none of the truths in the movie. How do you say that? It's not a movie that's lying to you necessarily.
No, it's where,
except the women not reacting at all to him cheating.
Yeah,
that's the one lie of the movie.
And if a woman does not react to you cheating, that is not a good woman. She should be pissed at you if it's a
But and I think every woman would, unless she doesn't care about you at all.
No self-respect,
you know. But yeah,
she'd have to have pretty big issues.
But every other aspect of the movie, I don't think it's untrue, right?
Yeah. Well, the when knives like a mental breakdown, that's true.
Yeah. Especially for a 17-year-old Asian girl.
I don't know why you gotta bring race into that one, but yeah,
dude.
Okay.
It's true.
Michael knows a thing or two about 17-year-old Asian girls, I guess.
Why you gotta say it like that? I've never had sex in my life, to be clear.
Well, you couldn't have, because they're 17.
Well, I was 17 at some point.
Were you?
Yeah.
So so it's true, but where the
morals.
Yeah, it's the deep how the end changes how you look at the whole movie. Oh, I guess it's a happy ending because Scott Pilgrim gets mean pussy.
Yeah.
I don't even.
He doesn't. They don't have sex.
he
gets to be bullied.
He's just a fucking
That's
loser,
the
dude.
prize. Congratulations. You killed 7 people. You now get to be bullied.
It's like Tsundere, but she doesn't even like you.
No. Exactly. Yeah. It's
I don't get the point.
I don't get the point either. Like, he's good prize, dude. Congratulations, you've won. I've won. They've told me that I've won. Yeah, it's so the overall theme of the movie is at best nonsensical.
Yeah.
At worst, immoral.
Evil.
Yeah. Evil.
Evil because $80 million went into this.
Yeah.
And enough people okayed it and said, yes, make a movie about that.
I'm surprised almost by this. I think it is more of a case of triviality. They just were trying to make a fun movie and didn't think about it that much. And they happen to make a movie that almost has a good message and then doesn't. But because it doesn't, almost in equal amounts that it does, it's like just nonsensical. I think they made it. I think they made a morally nonsensical movie.
But it will send you to hell.
But because of, I think it. Yeah, I think. So,
let's not mince words.
Well,
you take the morals of this movie, you go to hell.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, if you live by the morals of this movie, you certainly will go to hell. You know what? It's an apathetic morality. It's the morality of somebody who has not thought once about morality.
Yeah.
And so if you take that as your morality, you will certainly go to hell. If you live like Scott Pilgrim, the self-insert, you will go to hell, and hell will be Ramona Flowers bullying you for the rest of your life. If you're lucky.
No.
If you're lucky.
3 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They get 3 weeks.
If you're unlucky, it's 3 weeks, and then you get someone worse.
Yeah.
Or you get Knives again, and then it's a very sad story.
Yeah, poor Knives. Poor Knives.
Yeah. To be clear, I wouldn't have married her. But she's much better than
Knives.
Flowers. No.
Yeah, she's.
Unless I was Chinese.
Well, she was 17, so she's
so
not.
You'd had to wait a year.
She's not quite there yet.
You can get married at 17.
I wouldn't marry a 17-year-old.
You can get married even younger if you have your parents' permission.
Which
Scott had.
She seems annoying.
No, I didn't really like her, but like I said, I wouldn't marry her unless maybe I was Chinese. But otherwise.
Why? Just because you're Chinese, you'd marry any Chinese bitch?
Yo, if I'm Chinese, you know how hard it would be to find a Chinese Catholic woman?
They're secret.
They're hidden. They have to hide.
They
get
secret.
Killed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you find one Chinese. That's like, lock it down.
Dude, she'd be a spy. She'd be a spy, too, absolutely. I guarantee it.
A Catholic spy?
No. She wouldn't really be Catholic, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. But she's not in China.
I don't know. You're Chinese. I assume you're.
Is it a good ploy?
Anyway, okay. Car coming.
Yeah.
I'd love to have that car. All right. So this movie's going to send you to hell. Any last words?
I think I should read I want to read the comic.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't have time for that.
I want to go back to it and see if it holds up at all, because the movie kind of does, but morally doesn't.
Yeah.
But the comic apparently has the same ending, so it's probably still immoral.
I hope you guys like this episode.
Yeah, it's kind of a...
How long? It was like 5 hours? What was
it's fucking an hour and a half.
It's only an hour and a half?
Yeah, I thought it was maybe longer.
That was much longer. Okay, this is a good, succinct episode.
Succinct is not the word I would use. I like to go into depth and talk about a lot of stuff.
No, I think...
Go on tangents, talk about different aspects of the movie.
Yeah. Well, if you guys have any suggestions of stuff to watch, let us know.
Yeah, we don't want to just talk about movies, as we said. So
we'll probably do a TV show next, but
we'll probably, since we're homeless right now, it's very hard to consume media.
Yeah.
So we might pick another movie just because that's easiest. We might record, but the next thing to get released probably won't be a movie, if that makes sense. How we might batch these. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're in the past right now, dude. Looks like Donald Trump's going to be president again.
But You just dated us because everyone's going to think that this was recorded like in 2016 or something, in 2020.
I said again, yeah.
Yeah, in 2020. I mean.
Yeah. Wow. Bitcoin just hit 64,000. Time to buy in, baby.
Stop fake dating this podcast. I still had a home then.
I know. Wow.
But we'll probably switch around. Like the next thing we would do would normally not be another movie. It would be a TV show, it'd be a video game, it'd be a book,
Yeah. If you guys have suggestions, though,
yeah,
let us know. There'll probably be a link to the Discord.
I might have to make a different Discord.
Maybe just you follow Twitter, follow on LinkedIn,
just check the show
follow
notes.
on Grindr,
just
follow on Tumblr.
What are you talking about, dude? Tumblr. This is a Tumblr movie.
It is a Tumblr movie. Let's not get into that. We don't need to talk about.
Oh, and I want to say, okay, yeah. So check the show notes, and also in the future, I want to use. I want write-ins. In the future, we will probably have an idea of what movie we're going to watch.
Yeah.
Right? What movie, what game we're going to play, whatever. If you have thoughts about that thing...
Oh, I would love that. That's a great idea.
Send them in. At some point...
Relationship advice. I'd love to give it to you.
Send in anything.
Yeah, just fucking anything.
If it's about the thing we're consuming, we will almost certainly read it. If it's about something else, pay us any amount of money, and we will certainly read it.
Don't do it. We might. We can discuss that later.
Well, but I want to. We're going off somewhat the no agenda.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, we might maybe.
You got, if you're listening to this, you're part of the show. Send us stuff. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk. Yeah. And we'll let you know next time in the future when we're like not homeless or something. Hopefully, we'll let you know what we're playing, what we're watching, and then if you have something to say about it, you can write in. And if you happen to be giving us money anyway, you could just attach a note, and then if you send money, I don't know, I don't care what Dalton says, I will read that. You
said any amount.
Okay.
That was my problem with it.
Okay. Right. Dalton's greedy. I was taking pennies, dude.
I know, and that's what got you banned from Twitch.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, if you send an amount of money that's, more than a...
But yeah, we're going no agenda, value for value model. You guys are producers. Help us out. We're all in this together.
But especially at the beginning when we're clearly making $0, send any notes.
We're clearly making $0 and also homeless.
And we're homeless. So send notes. We can use them for fire.
Yeah, please. All right. Well, follow us on stuff. You know the shit, so.
Yeah, just make sure to check the show notes because we don't know any of the shit that we have right now, what you would actually...
We haven't made it yet. There's not an RSS feed yet.
We're in the woods!
Yeah, there's no internet.
But, yeah, thanks for listening to the first episode of Will This Send Me to Hell?
Yeah. Will it send...
No, don't fucking change it. I don't know if it's it or this, but it's definitely me.
Yeah, I got it.
Will it send me to hell? I think that's it.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, bye.
Listen.